Okay guys, now this is my sixth one. Let's the cut a camera before disappearing forever. What are you doing?
Where's my sweetie? I got you, babe.
This beautiful college student vanished without a trace after a night of partying 5 years ago. Her parents have
I can't even imagine what they're going through.
Where are you, my sweet girl? I'm just missing you so desperately.
The mystery of what happened to 20-year-old Lauren Spear has never been solved.
It's so sad that these are like real cases and like real people. You kind of just like, oh, this is like so nuts.
They know what may have happened.
Lauren was part of a wild party scene, and then in some way or another, drugs and students using drugs led to her demise.
The Indiana University student was seen on surveillance video the night of her disappearance in June 2011. She partied at this sports bar and met up with several male friends. But they have lawyered up and aren't talking about Lauren's fate.
Why are they trying to keep quiet? What are they hiding?
Can we pause for a second?
Oh my god.
That's always really interesting. The people that the person was with never end up really speaking out. That's not okay. That is so entirely sus.
One theory is that Lauren was kidnapped by a biker gang after collapsing in the street on the way to her apartment. Garrett says he does not believe she was kidnapped. He says he was given information from a source that Lauren's college friends hold the key to the mystery.
He had heard she was at a party, had a bad reaction to ecstasy, died. They panicked and moved her to the Ohio River.
Lauren was only 4 feet 11 and weighed 90 pounds and would have been easy prey in an intoxicated state. Just a few months ago, the FBI dug up farmland in Indiana but didn't find Lauren's body.
Don't think that she's alive.
A lot of people, when they're partying, are only there to have a good time for themselves. And they don't care what happens to you. And they would probably get if something goes wrong.
Nothing screams guilt than going silent and hiring a lawyer.
Are you get lawyered up if you think you're going to get screwed over?
They don't want to be falsely identified as being guilty because sometimes that does happen.
The biker gang is a very realistic thing, but at the same time, they have no motive per se, and I think it's also kind of like an obvious choice because, biker gang, they're very aggressive, they have to have something to do with it, but I think more realistically, it was probably with somebody that she knew and trusted.
2008. 19-year-old Brandon Swanson disappeared at around 2 a.m. To celebrate the final day of their classes, Brandon and his classmates held a...
I'm telling you, stuff always happens
At around midnight, Brandon accidentally drove into a ditch.
You really creep out. Ugh.
He only had a couple of drinks, not enough to account for poor driving or disorientation. After attempting to contact friends to no avail, Brandon called his father. He told his parents that he was close to the town of Lind, a short commute from Marshall, Minnesota, where the 3 family members live. His parents drove to the location and flashed their headlights to alert Brandon's attention. He reported being unable to see their lights. Brandon then flashed his lights, but his parents, too, were unable to see anything.
That don't add up.
Throughout this entire period, Brandon and his father were in communication via their cell phones. Brandon then made the decision to walk to a friend's house in Lynn. He remained on the telephone with his father. During the call, he allegedly crossed fields as a shortcut. After around 47 minutes of speaking to one another, his father heard Brandon say, "Oh shit," before the line went dead.
This is so
His
weird.
parents claim that it sounded as if Brandon had slipped, fell, or dropped his phone. Brian Swanson tried to call his son back several times, but the line rang out. He then searched for his son, but could find no trace of him. Authorities were able to locate Brandon's car via cell phone records. Oddly, the car was nowhere near where Brandon had reported it to be. It was, in fact, 20 miles north of his alleged location. What? The farmland and woods in the area all look very similar, which could explain his confusion. Strangely, some sources also claim that
baby.
all of Brandon's car doors were left open.
For someone to go missing, there had to have been some kind of premeditated factor about it. Foul play, I think, is more of a realistic possibility.
It seems pretty aggressive to intentionally disappear if, like, you have a good enough relationship with your family to call them when you're in trouble.
Like, who calls their parents to disappear?
Obviously, the phone call is a little creepy because it's kind of like you either saw something or saw someone.
If you're in a rural area like that, one of the factors that come to mind is wildlife, and I feel like if you get drowned and then washed up, a bear maybe came, but there would be evidence.
Or aliens. Okay, I know this sounds really weird, but sometimes I think it could be something with like UFOs and stuff, because I think it's called missing time, where like people say they're somewhere and then they come back and then they're like, oh, I was only gone for how long, but they were really gone for like how many hours or like how many days. So that theory kind of always goes in my head because you know, like I'm from mysteries and stuff.
Okay, okay, you're saying that now, and it's like making a lot more sense. Because I'm over here telling, like, what is the answer in this case? I mean, he's in the middle of nowhere, right? And for him to like say something real quickly and then it just go blank, the line go like dead. Dude, maybe it was aliens.
You think something terrible happened. I truly do.
It's a mystery with tantalizing clues on tape. 1 minute, this young man was a grainy image on a surveillance video. The next minute, he was gone. And police are baffled.
All the tips that we've received thus far has turned into nothing.
And about 9 p.m., Brian met up with his friend Clint Florence. The two were former roommates and drinking buddies. That Friday was supposed to be just another night out, as Clint told MSNBC's Rita Cosby.
Me and Brian always went out. There's nothing new. Sat down, opened the tab, and
Of course, just drinking alcohol.
4 or 5 shots of liquor.
3, 4, 5 shots.
3, 4, or 5. Said he and Brian walked to some more bars and down some more shots.
So, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Then, with Clint in tow, ended the night at the bar where they'd started. This surveillance tape, Brian made his final appearance on the video. Was outside the bar chatting with the
This is
interviewer.
the way corner down.
He walked out of frame and disappeared.
This is so weird. Like, people don't just disappear. There's always an explanation.
Police say it appears he went back into the bar. Minutes later, Clint and his friend got ready to go.
Exposure time at 2:10, 2 o'clock. And Brian was nowhere to be seen.
They told police they called Brian's cell and got no answer. Even checked the bathroom, but no luck. So they left without him.
Okay, that's okay. First of all, you never leave your friend. Okay, that is wrong.
Saturday passed without a word from Brian. One part of the mystery is how Brian left the building without being caught on tape. Both bar exits are covered by cameras, as is the escalator that leads to the street. Outside the bar, out of camera view, are stairs and an
He
elevator that
was
leads to
not
the
on
first floor.
camera the whole time.
Once on the first floor, the only way out, without being seen on tape, would be through a service exit that leads to a construction site with doors to the street. It's kind of weird to go out with your buddy and then, oh, where'd he go? Oh, well, he'll find his way home, and you leave.
I would never leave my friend. I would literally wait until we find him, and if we don't find him, we call the cops right away. You don't wait till the next day and just
Like
be
you
like,
see,
oh yeah,
you're in your
we'll be
pumpkin.
fine. Like, no, you don't ever do that.
If they were drunk and drinking, the thought of maybe leaving his friend behind wasn't at the forefront of like his to-dos. He just probably felt like leaving was the best option. But I genuinely think that if you are really, really good friends with someone, leave with the same person you came in with.
unless they're really pretty friends. But girls are usually more used to like looking out for each other. They said they checked the bathrooms and stuff. I would have just assumed he went home. But going home without saying goodbye is weird.
That was such a good episode, but I loved it.
Alright guys, I'll see you in my last video, so I'll see you then.